If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out. Bronx drill rapper K Flock, whose real name is Kevin Perez, was sentenced to 30 years in prison Tuesday. Perez was convicted of racketeering, attempted murder, and more charges back in March. Prosecutors said he was the leader of the Sev Side / DOA gang based on East 187th Street. Kevin Perez used violence and fame to fuel fear and intimidation across the Bronx, U.S. Attorney Jay Clayton said. Perez and his gang members carried out a string of shootings that struck both rival gang members and innocent bystanders. Perez also used his platform as a prominent rapper to celebrate his violence, threatening his rivals, bragging about his shootings, and taunting his victims. And they got all this information, y'all, by his rap videos and Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, all his social medias. Because every time they would go put in some work or do something, they would get on social media and brag about it. And the FBI and the state police were sitting there listening, eating popcorn. In one instant, the gang was involved in a shooting in June 2020, shooting that left several people injured. And within days, Perez put out a music video bragging about it, authorities said. Perez taunted, celebrated, and created a culture of violence, Judge Lewis Lemon said at sentencing, adding the harm Perez caused was immense. Threw his whole career away. This boy right here was talented in rapping. I mean, although, he rapped that madness, rapped about killing peoples and disrespecting peoples and stuff like that, but he had talent. If he could have just, did something else with his rap capabilities, this boy right here would still be out here. He would still be free, counting money, buying cars, houses for his mama, his family, taking care of people, everything. But he threw his talent all away, all due to gang violence. All because he wanted to be tough. All because he wanted to live his raps. And the cold-blooded part about it, I just don't understand this. How do you rappers continue to see this over and over again and y'all continue to do it? And what I'm talking about is this right here. You a rapper / gangbanger or gangbanger / rapper. Y'all go out there and slide on somebody, shoot and kill somebody, or shoot up the block or something like that. And the first thing that you think to do in your backwards thinking, I'm going to get on Instagram and I'm going to tell everybody what I just did. I'm going to tell everybody what I did. I'm going to tell everybody what my homeboy did. I'm going to tell everybody how we got this set up. I'm finna tell the whole lick to the World Wide Web. And so we got to understand, when we're talking about the World Wide Web, we can't exclude New York police. No, we can't exclude them. They like Instagram too. We can't exclude the FBI. No, hell no, because the FBI, they love Instagram too. Listen to me, y'all. These guys get online and do this type of stuff so much, it even baffles the police. Check it out.
Consistently over and over when investigating criminal street gangs is the brazen attitude they have. It's amazing what they're willing to put on social media, what they're willing to talk about, what they're willing to show picture-wise.
GBI director.
You see what I'm saying? That's a real investigator. I mean, he ain't from New York or nothing like that. He down there in Atlanta, but he's an investigator. And he's saying like, man, he's amazed by what they put out on the internet. Because it makes their jobs much easier. And what I'm going to say is this right here. Even though I don't like all the madness, the gang banging, the killing, and all that stuff that causes harm to our community, hey, y'all keep doing it. And I'm not talking about keep running around killing people. No, I'm not talking about running around terrorizing the neighborhood, shooting up everything, killing people, and shooting the innocent and killing the innocent. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you get done terrorizing the neighborhoods, when you get done sliding on your supposed to be ops, when you get done sliding on people that look just like you, get on the internet. Yeah, get on the internet. Tell Instagram, hey, look, we just went and killed them fools over there. They know what's up. Please continue. Because the more you do it, the more we gonna get y'all ass off the streets. You see what I'm saying? Now, in this situation right here, this boy 22 years old. And they just gave him 30 years in federal prison. I mean, come on. If that's not a wake-up call to you young brothers that's thinking about joining gangs and thinking about being in that street life, if this is not a wake-up call to y'all, I don't know what else. Because here it is. This boy right here is 22 years old. And they just gave him more time in prison than he been alive on the earth. It's a cold-blooded demonstration. So this boy right here called himself a leader of a gang, right? According to the reports, he is the leader of a gang called DOA, Dead on Arrival. Do y'all understand what that means? This boy right here talking about murder. Violent murder. He ain't talking about, I'ma shoot you in the leg, shoot you in the arm and all. No, dead on arrival is when the police come and somebody is dead, ain't nothing they can do. They got to put that white cover over the body and stuff like that because now the dead body has become evidence for a homicide investigation. That's what he talking about. The name of his gang is called Dead on Arrival. And being that that's the name of his gang, we got to understand that, look, you got to be leaving people dead on arrival if that's the name of your gang. You see, gangs don't just call themselves stuff. Gangs, they call themselves according to things that they do. If we calling ourselves the sliding boys, then we sliding. If we calling ourselves the robbery clique, then we robbing. You see, if we calling ourselves the pretty boys, then we got to be pretty boys. You see, so if you calling yourself DOA, Dead on Arrival, hey, look, that's letting me know what type of time y'all on. That's letting the state police know what type of time y'all on. Not only that, that's letting the FBI know what type of time y'all on. And you wonder why y'all called a RICO. You wonder why the FBI was watching y'all. You see? So come on now. I mean, continue with the stupidity though. I'm begging the gangbangers, just continue with the stupidity, because what that's going to do for the black community is that's going to help eradicate y'all ass. Yeah, y'all keep on doing the madness and keep putting it on the internet and all that old type of stuff. It's going to help eradicate you. And at some point, you going to have to wake up and say, wait a minute, hold on. We doing something wrong. All my friends around me are either dead or in jail. Just like the boy Pooh Shiesty just was talking about. Yeah, I got 20 dead homies. Just look in the back of the videos. You don't see them no more. I got 50 niggas locked up. And he bragging about that like that's something to be bragging about. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. Continue. Just continue on, because you know what? Ain't nobody gotta snitch on y'all nowadays. Y'all snitch on y'allself. You don't need somebody to come and be an informant or none of that type of stuff nowadays. All the police got to do is just go on Instagram. That's that boy K Flock there. That's DOA, yeah. Oh damn, them boys just got shot over there. Somebody got killed. Oh, now they on Instagram letting us know everything that happened. Well done. We appreciate your hard work, Mr. K Flock, and the rest of the DOA members. Well done. We appreciate all your hard work. Thank you. for making our jobs easy and allowing us to eradicate y'all ass so we can help clean up the black community. Now, I know a lot of brothers and sisters, they don't agree with some of the stuff that I say. Because a lot of us say, man, no, I don't wish jail on my worst enemy and all that old type of stuff. And I understand that. I was there. You understand? But shit, not now. I done changed. I done turned over I'm in a new chapter in life. I done changed. No, listen. If you running around terrorizing the community, and if the community can't correct you, if you can't listen to your mama, your uncles, your cousins, or people that you supposed to respect and stop doing all that madness in the community, then you need to be locked up. You crazy. Something wrong with you. Whenever you can sit up here on a regular basis, plot and plan and kill people that look just like you, you got a problem. And not just a regular problem. You got a homogenocidal problem. Yeah, I'm talking about you a homicidal maniac. You a genocidal maniac because you committing genocide against your own people. But then you got the nerve to sit up here and act like you tough. And you want people to respect you. You want people to hold you up. Hold you up for what? For all the violence and madness and misery that you done created? You want us to hold that up? Nah, we ain't holding that up no more. We throwing that shit on the ground. We ashamed of you. We trying to get far away from you. We don't want to be next to you. We don't want to bump shoulders with you and stuff like that. No, we don't want that misery on us, that bad energy. No, we don't want that. You see? So those days, when people used to look up to gangsters and stuff like that, man, we got to leave that in the past. No, because you boys done took it too far. So now they done convicted this boy of numerous charges in this RICO case. He got away with the murder because they said that, they believed his self-defense claim. And I mean, if you ask me, gangsters don't got no self-defense. How can a gangster have self-defense? His whole object is to go kill people, stalk people, hunt them down. How he got a self-defense? Because somebody tried to kill him and now he killed them, so now he got a self-defense when they wanted to kill each other in the first place? No, this is mutual combat. Ain't no self-defense. This is, look, I'm in this gang, you in that gang. Look, we already know when we see each other, I'm trying to kill you, you trying to kill me. Where's the self-defense in that right there? This is what you call mutual combat. You see? But this mutual combat right here goes outside the lines of the law. So they got rid of the murder case. He beat that. They acquitted him on that, but they hit him with the attempted murder and other charges, right? But being that it's a RICO, they hit that boy with 30 years in the penitentiary. Now the cold-blooded part about all this is this right here, y'all. After getting that 30 years, here's what Flacco had to say. Check it out.
I already know what's going on, Flocka here, nigga. You understand? This shit ain't never over, you know what I'm saying? They come my toes up, I'm still in my paws, nigga. This shit 10 toes down, this shit a wolf down, I'm saying? Everything good ain't good, and like everything bad ain't bad. You gotta be humble into the outcome of your situation, you know? Like, this shit can never fold me, you know? This shit made me with don't bet, won't fold, you know? I'm saying, ain't no back, nigga. World long got me through whatever you are. He ain't gonna never put a burden on you that you can't deal with, so I know what I'm going through. I'm gonna deal with that shit, even if I don't want to, but I'm gonna go through that shit, with faith and belief in me, I'll be right back, like, this shit ain't never gonna stop a real nigga, Real niggas never come live. You might come second before lives, respectfully, though, Free the largest, man, free what I'm saying, free me, nigga. Free the program, nigga, ain't no getting bigger than me, respectfully. This shit can't break me, nigga, this shit made me.
That boy said, I'll be right back. It ain't over. This is a cakewalker. This is just a walker. Listen, young brother, I don't know if you know math or not, but you got to understand them people just gave you 30 years. 30, all right? you probably gonna end up doing, what he gonna end up doing, y'all? 85% of 30. What he gonna end up doing? 27, 25, 20, what he gonna, 23, what he gonna end up doing? 85% of 30 in the feds. And you gotta understand something, the feds is not a cakewalk. Everybody that go inside and do time in the federal penitentiary don't leave the federal penitentiary. People die there. Yeah, health issues, or you know, them boys pull them swords out on them and get to going to work. You see, but this young boy right here trying to play tough. He telling people, hey, look, I'll be right back. How? When you gonna be right back? Has anybody ever known 30 years to just go like that? No, it don't work like that, young man. I don't know who told you that you're gonna be right back and that you're gonna get on the appeal and all this old type of stuff. Listen, to all you young brothers out here, listen, you be hearing these rappers talking about these appeals and all that. Name one rapper that got out on the appeal. Name one gangster that you know of that got out on the appeal. Name them. I need all the gangsters that pay attention to my channel. I need you to take a survey in your mind and say, hey, look, I've been in this life. I know some homies that got life in the penitentiary, got 30 years in the penitentiary. They went to trial and they wanted to come back on the appeal. How many came back on the appeal? And if they did come back on the appeal, how many came back on appeal and was set free? You see? Yeah. So all you youngsters out there that believe in this appeal system, no, it don't work like that. Once they got you, they got you. And once they got you, they don't want to turn you loose. No, they don't want to turn you loose. Listen, you 30 years of slave labor for the big corporations in the United States of America. They don't want to turn you loose. Hell no. You worth too much money to them in jail than out in the world. You see? That's why they make it so hard for you when you get out of jail. They put that felony on your forehead to make it so hard for you to navigate freedom. And so what you end up doing, you end up going right back to the penitentiary. Yeah, that's what this is about. This is not a game. You're talking about big business. And your life and your time is big business. Youngsters, listen to me. If you don't ever pay attention to none that I'm talking about, just listen to this right here. Look, they want to lock you up. They want you to kill somebody. They want you to gang. Don't fall for this madness. Y'all hear K flocking there talking about some it's okay, it's never over. Listen to me when I tell you this. When I was gang banging, when I was in that lifestyle, when they gave me all that time, I had to self-talk. I was crushed. I had to self-talk. I had to say, hey, you know what? It ain't over with, man. You know, I'm going to get a pill. The same shit he talking. I'm no lie. The same shit he talking. I had to self-talk just so that I can even deal with what just happened to me. Because one thing I understood is this right here. And one thing K-Flock is understanding right now is this right here. Years are gonna pass. Birthdays, holidays, people are finna start dying in his family. You see? Grandparents, mothers, sisters, brothers. You see what I'm saying? The so-called gang and them, they done. He can forget about them. The girl that he got a kid with, the girls that used to say they loved him and all that, listen, they done. It's over with. That boy life is finna change in the worst way. And he understand that. He got to self-talk. Hey, no, it's okay, man. I'll be out. And the only reason why he doing that is because that's the only way that he can deal with what just happened to him. and he gotta somehow try to manipulate anybody that's even communicating with him right now to hold on. Hey, no, don't worry. Hey, y'all, look, they just gave me 30 years, but it's okay. I got a appeal. I'm finna get out. Don't even trip. You see what I'm saying? But deep down in here, and right here, he know the next time he see the world, they gonna be calling him OG. This is Hood Educated, not Lame Related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Peace and love.